Hi. Okay, so starting a new series. We're doing books versus movies. And since I just recently read Divergent, I decided I'd start with that series. Actually, I just read Divergent and Insurgent, moving on to Legion soon. And I will get, hopefully, Insurgent book versus movie out soon-ish. Anyways, moving right on into it. An older man. That's okay. So I love the picture of 4. Anyways, in the book, Triss is 16, while 4, or Tobias, is 18. But in the movie, Triss is still 16, while 4 is 24. My reaction and the fans' reaction to this was it's a bit more disturbing. 2-year difference is okay, but 8 years? I feel like that's kind of borderlining weird. It's odd for them to have that far apart of a difference. I know I chose it because, I forget his name right now, but when he was cast as the role, he was 28 at the time, so they decided to make it more realistic, 24, that way his looks would fit the character. Anyways, moving on. Where's Uriah? Oh, this is an important one. Okay, so in the book, Uriah is a dauntless-born initiate that is one of Triss's friends. That's his initiates. Oops. So this is Uriah during Insurgent, because during Divergent he's not in there, but Insurgent he's a little more important. So in the movie, although seen very quickly during the zipline scene and his name on the board, Uriah is absent the rest of the movie. Yeah, his name is put on the board obviously because it's kind of important for their tracking and knowing where everybody is on the list. And then he is seen a look-alike him is seen very quickly during the zipline scene because he's the one that chose her during the book to go do that. And here's an example of somebody's reaction to it. It says, "I was so mad when I first saw the Divergent movie because Uriah wasn't there. I'm glad they put him in Insurgent." So that was kind of the reaction thing. It didn't change the plot much, but he was a great character, and many fans were sad to not see him in the movie. He really pushed the movie forward. Not really pushed the movie forward. He didn't do much for the plot, honestly. But he was a fan favorite. So it was definitely sad to see him not be in the first movie. Funny Peter. Sorry for all the background noise. They're playing games, by the way. Funny Peter. In the book, Peter's cruel and malicious. There's not much more to say about that. It's just how he is. But this is a picture of Peter during the movie, played by Miles Teller. Peter can still be cruel, but the actor who portrayed him, Miles Teller, wanted to give him a funny spin. He tried to make jokes during it, or when he was teasing them, kind of make it more funny and not so cruel, but still cruel to an extent. And the reaction was many fans liked the change. Although the book character is amazing, the movie character seems more well-rounded. He's not just this one guy that's always cruel. He has a little bit of depth to him. Okay, Kate Winslet galore. This is going to be a fun one. Alright, so this is Kate Winslet, who plays Janine during the movie. Alright. In the movie, Janine is seen fleetingly throughout the book. She kind of just appears here and there, mentioned here and there. And in the movie, Janine is seen a lot, meaning lots of Kate Winslet. She's in the movie a lot of the scenes. And the reaction, fans are okay with this change because who doesn't love seeing more Kate Winslet? Honestly, we love Kate Winslet. And fun fact, when she is holding her iPad iPad case during the movie, she's covering a baby bump. This is a cool little fact for you. Harassment, fear landscape. So this is Triss conquers her fear, which kinda is true and kinda not. In the book, Triss has a fear of intimacy, while in the movie, Triss's fear landscape seems like 4 is trying to force her, which is not really what the book was implying. But yeah, I find it more disturbing, and most fans do too. Fans are not okay. We're not for this change. It implies things that would never happen between Triss and 4, because 4 is not that kind of person, and Triss doesn't see him as that kind of person. She was simply scared of intimacy in general because of her old faction and what she'd always seen with it, so she wasn't used to, oh, this is okay. Anyways, moving on. Violence light. In the book, Edward gets his eye stabbed out with a butter knife by Peter, and the fight scenes are longer and there's more death shown. This is obviously a picture of Edward, a factionless man with an eye patch, has a gun pointed at Tobias. I wonder how he got it. That is a quote from Insurgent. In the movie, all of this is shortened or taken out. Edward does not get his eye stabbed out by a butter knife, and the fight scenes and death is not shown as much. It's kind of cut out a little bit, and you don't see it, like, it's implied death. You don't see it on the screen as much, like how they actually die. And the fight scenes are a lot shorter. In the reaction, it was rated a PG-13 movie, so they had standards to uphold. It was sad for some fans because it takes out some important plot lines. Nothing too bad. Yeah, it took out the plot line of him losing his eye, and that kind of references some stuff in Insurgent and brings up more past things. But it didn't mess up the plot line completely. Moving on to Forsaken. Let's play on words. That's a fun play on words. And I'll give credit to the people who I got this from, because this whole entire thing was based loosely on this website I got it from. There's many flirty scenes between Triss and Ford, including drunk Ford and his quips about her saying boyfriend, which is this lovely picture of Triss and Ford. They're adorable. In the movie, most of the scenes are cut, with only some of them kept like their kissing scenes and hand-holding. Reaction: is sad to see this happen. Many fans didn't like this because Triss and Ford have such an important relationship for the development of the book. Throughout the whole entire book, their relationship is mentioned a lot, and it really builds their characters and builds the plotline. So without that, it kind of lost a little bit of its touch. But once again, it still ended up being a pretty good movie and still got the major message behind it. And the ending. In the ending, Triss saves Ford from the serum, and they stop the simulation together. In the movie, however, Triss declares she is divergent to Janine and injects Janine with her own serum to end the simulation. It's a big difference and just brings in more Kate Winslet, which we can't get too mad at. We still love Kate Winslet. But it does suck that she kind of ruins their moment. They do have a moment together where they just realize that's each other, and, they realize they kind of love each other. Although they don't say it yet. And they stop this simulation saving the world to what they think. Stuff happens. And the rest. Minor things only true fans notice. Whereas in the book, Triss has only seen herself in the mirror. On an annual basis, she steals a glance at her reflection in a spoon at dinner with her family. Instead of all black costumes, the Dauntless also wear red, and their headquarters pit is made of white/light gray marble as opposed to dark stone. Triss's simulation is a bit shorter in the film, leaving out the portion with the man on the bus with his newspaper and substituting the option of cheese for raw meat to deal with the dog. Rather than solely telling Triss her results were inconclusive and to keep it to herself, Tori does fill Triss in on a few details on what it means to be divergent in the movie. During her first jumper moment, movie Triss keeps on more of her abnegation garb. The Ferris wheel scene is slightly shortened for the film, omitting the part where Triss slips and forced to turn the ride on to help her. I can't see the last part. Triss didn't get her shoulders tattoos of the Dauntless and Abdication faction symbols. That I was kind of sad about, because that's kind of a big, not exactly a huge part, but something that's kind of meaningful in a way. Okay. While Christina stole Triss's Capture the Flag glory in the book, Triss claims the win for herself in the movie. The game's different, too, with darts instead of paintballs. I didn't get using the darts instead of paintballs thing. I didn't know what it did, but I honestly thought the paintballs were better. And, I think Christina should have stole the Capture the Flag thing, because it builds that little bit of almost resentment between them, or untold, secrets. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's a character development thing again between them. But it's okay, I guess. The romantic connection between Will and Christine is hinted at, but not as explored as in the text. That's another thing. That's kind of important for the Insurgent book. So I feel like it should have been shown a lot more. But I mean, it's still hinted at, so I guess it works. Al's unrequited affection for Tris goes unmentioned, making his eventful death seem less significant to some viewers. Al, in the book, showed a lot of interest in Tris, so it's kind of odd that he didn't, and it was part of her rejecting him and getting mad at him that he does commit suicide. So it is one of the things that seems less significant then, because he didn't do it. The training stages are shortened from 3 to just 2 for the picture film, physical and mental, mixing the emotional, and the series of initiation score reveals was skipped over. Yeah, I didn't like how the training stages weren't all there, because they didn't need them. But, Tris's fear landscape does not include the faceless kidnappers. That was kind of a big thing that was mentioned multiple times, but it wasn't put in the movie. But, I mean, it's okay. The initiates never go through Lauren's fear landscape with the spiders and bleeding and whatnot. That wasn't like a huge thing that they absolutely needed, but it was, as a book reader, it's sad to always see cuts, but I know that cuts are essential. So that one I'm not too upset about. Family visitation day is removed from the story, so Tris's mom instead pops up to speak with her as she's loading supplies in a truck at the Dauntless compound. I don't understand why they couldn't have family visitation day. Like, that was a huge thing. That was such a thing they built up to a lot in the book, and they talked about a lot. And then it shows a lot of different character traits. Yeah, character traits for the people. And it's just taken out. And it's kind of important. But I mean, Natalie still rescues Tris from Janine. Natalie's her mom, by the way. But not in the same way. Instead of bringing her from a glass tank filling with water, she saves her from being shot in a field. Yeah, that was a big difference. Tris gets almost dies in a tank designed by, you'll see later, designed by Eric from her fear landscape, and she almost dies, and then her mom saves her. But in this one, she gets saved from being shot in a field, which is a little bit less climactic. That's whatever. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. So I will see you next time, hopefully with the Insurgent one. Bye.